Well, hello, this is my first video ever, and what I'm going to attempt is to get to the battery of Lytro camera. I did my homework, and apparently a few other guys tried to disassemble the Lytro camera, but all of these attempts were unsuccessful because the camera is pretty well it's made so that it's pretty much impossible to disassemble and repair. So let's get right into it. From what I saw, the first thing you need is to get this plastic piece out. Apparently it's glued. It's glued quite well, but yeah. So that's it. That was simple. Now we get to these 4 screws. Well, that's indeed quite long screw. I've never seen anything like it. Well, the good thing is that I'll certainly not mess it up with another screw. So, let's take those out. And now we are getting to the first point where it's possible to easily break the camera, and that's taking those 2 parts apart, because apparently there are some ribbon cables that are very easily torn, and yeah, they are only there. Not sure if it's visible. Here is the first one, here is the second one. Oh, it's going to be pain. Okay, so we need to take tiny black cover, push it to the top, and yeah. First cable slid out easily, the second one, not sure what's holding us here. Huh? Okay, this tiny piece fell out. I have no idea what it is. seems that there's a tiny part that's actually maybe soldered. Is that the connector too? Yeah, maybe. Oh, I think somewhere. No, not really. Yes, this is quite obviously soldered. I wonder. How they. Oh, no, it's not. It's not. Oh, no. It was soldered, but I managed to break it. But it's maybe some ground. And now for the second part. We have to basically pull the screen out, and inside of this is a battery. So let's see, I'm going to need a smaller screwdriver. So, third screw, there's no fourth screw, so I'm wondering whether to disconnect this, which is apparently the power connection. Now that I think it maybe it would be possible to, rather than taking out the battery, be to just use this connector and use some external power source. But let's continue. There's a speaker. No screw, so let's unscrew the PCB. Okay, this is going to be hell. So there's this tiny piece of metal held by one of the screws. Second screw. Disconnect this. seems to be glued on. Yeah. There is double-sided tape. It's holding it together. Okay. Another screw. And finally this one. Now there is holding there. No, it's not a power off switch. No idea what that is for. Oh, yeah. It's a USB port. Okay, and the PCB is out. And underneath this is the battery. Very carefully, we need to slide. Oh, there's another screw hidden right next to one of the ribbon cables. A really tiny one. Okay. Yep. So it's sliding out. I wonder. Now everyone who took it apart broke one of the ribbon cables at this point, so let me think what to do now. What we must not do is to just push it out, because that will break the cable. Huh. Maybe you can see it's right here. And maybe, just maybe, oh, it's just not enough space. No, the ribbon cable is supposed to be on this side. There's the, I think it was focusing. That's where the problematic ribbon cable is. This is not the way it's supposed to come out. this is glued together. I'm thinking that maybe the display can be removed. Let me get a larger tool. Yep, maybe it can. It's glued. I'll probably use hair dryer to get it loosened. Yep. Ha! Yes! Another ribbon cable here. Oh. Here and here. And this is the main culprit. It caused most others failed. So let's disconnect it carefully. Yeah. Now we should be able to just slide it out. Yes, 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 yes. So this is the battery. And what can we find out? It's 3.7 volts, 2100 milliampere hours, 7.77 watt hours. So to get it out, we need to apparently unscrew these little screws holding together the LED panel assembly and the battery holder. And some more screws. Okay, and we almost got the battery out. Suppose it'll just slide out. No, it won't. Oh, it's flexible enough. So, and again, like most things, it's glued together. Aha, and we got the battery out. And apparently there's some circuit. So apparently my camera just turned off for whatever reason. Well, what we got was cut some power circuit from the battery, and I'm going to reuse it for external power supply. So let's get some soldering iron, or maybe just think about what we just did. Let me see where we can pull some wires out from the assembly. I suppose I can now just put this bit together, because we are not going to use any battery now. I'm not sure where this cable was. Yes. To the side? Yeah, looks like that may be the case. Yep. Goes to the side. Maybe it was held in this tiny tunnel. Let's glue it together again. So that's it. Now, how to get this thing connected to the, how to get this thing connected to the outside world? Ha ha ha. Not entirely sure. So this was like this. Sorry, like this. because you need to line up the connector here and here, and that leaves us with a lot of space right next to the power switch. So I'll probably drill some hole here and pull through some wires. So I just drilled two really tiny holes, and you can't see them very well because this is rubber and it kind of closes, but I hope I might be able to pull these two tiny cables through. Unfortunately, I don't have some correctly colored cables now, but I suppose blue and orange will do. Well, they'll have to. Or just stop the end of the cables. Still too much. And we are back. In the meantime, I soldered two wires that I pulled through the camera case. I did it off camera because frankly my soldering skills kind of sucks. I haven't soldered in years and it does show off. So now that we have this connected, I'm going to try to assemble everything again, and hopefully it will work. So let me try to remember how to actually assemble it. So this is the top, so I'm going to put this. I'm doing a quick follow-up video because the battery died for me yesterday during recording. What I did was that I soldered some wires. They are really thin, but I didn't have some stronger wires, so I'll have to suffice instead of the battery. But I think that in my case the battery is not a problem because the battery had 2.9 volts, which is arguably low for a lithium-ion battery, but the camera was lying in my closet for 2 years or so, and it was already broken 2 years ago, so I suppose the battery voltage was a bit better at that time. I haven't seen anything obvious that would cause the camera not to work. I've tried to connect it to a power source, but it didn't start, so what I'm going to do is try to connect the module with the lens, and hopefully it's going to do something. What I noticed is that I'll have to solder one part of the ribbon cable to this tiny piece because it broke off when I was disassembling the camera. You could have seen it at the beginning. Also, these two ribbon cables are really short. So what I'm attempting to do, or at least I'll try to do, is to disassemble this circuit board, connect it to this part and then screw it back on. Hopefully that will allow me to connect these two ribbon cables. So let's try it. Let me show you what you'll see after unscrewing these 3 screws on the lens assembly. And what we have here is probably the camera sensor. And next I'm going to try to connect it to the rest of the camera, and hopefully I'll make it work, but I'm skeptical. Oh, that was difficult, but in the end I managed to connect those two ribbon cables. I even managed to solder one of those cables, so this is the result. And now let's continue. Let me just quickly show you this, because that's like a jigsaw from hell. Let me try to get it closer. What's making it so difficult is that there's a connection here, here, and there's pretty much no space. So yeah, jigsaw from hell. Allow me some few closing remarks. I finally managed to connect everything together, but it doesn't work. I've connected to a laboratory source. It's set to 3.6 volts, which is about the same as the battery. And so I try to turn it on, it's doing nothing. It's not taking any amps at all. So apparently something else was broken. Here I have the old battery, and if I measure it, it says 2.86 volts. So although it's pretty much dead, it's not completely dead. And I think this is it. To sum up, it's really difficult to disassemble. There are many traps where it's very easy to tear some ribbon cable, or when it's almost impossible to connect everything together. I would say this whole thing was designed so it's completely unserviceable. You may try it, but I think you'll need a lot of luck to be able to fix anything on this thing. So that's all for me. Goodbye, folks.